to the Northside community that has been both attentive, engaged, and ready, empathetic and sympathetic for the crisis and the terrible tragedy that this community has experienced, but I would say that Houston has experienced. 1 day and 2 weeks ago, a little child was murdered. For those of us of faith, we recognize that our children are precious. We sing many songs in the Christian faith, and I know others who recognize the importance of our children. And so it is important that this matter not be taken lightly, and that we listen to the pleas and the cries of this community. Let me acknowledge that I attended both meetings of the combined community leaders, in particular Super Neighborhood 51, coming in from Washington 2 days, I believe, after the murder of Josue Flores. And so I am recognizing that the community is up in arms and that they should be responded to. So let me acknowledge those who signed in. Del Torres, Super Neighborhood 51. Carmen Nuncio, President. Hi, Carmen. Rob Baring, that's USWP, signed on a lot of lists. Beth, Super Neighborhood 51, Lostau. Ariana Campos from Representative Farrar's office, thank you so very much. We are here, let me stop for a moment to acknowledge Councilmember Carla Cisneros in City Council today. We're working together. Representative Jessica Farrar, who's issued various signs to bring about more tips in the community, and Senator Sylvia Garcia, who represents this area. We're all working together. Rob Block, Avenue CDC. Thank you, Rob. And we'll have some other introductions. Janet Rowe, President Northside. Janet, okay. It looks as if we have Diana Pfeiffer. Thank you so very much. I know it took a lot for you to. Allison Barber, resident Northside. Thank you. And Diana Lermer, Northside. Oh, that's you again that I just called out. I called your middle name. Thank you. Any other community people that are here that just want to raise their hands? Thank you for your presence here. Thank you, my friend. You're always faithful. Let me also thank the Salvation Army and its board members. Do we have any board members here? I just saw, thank you so very much for your presence here today. I am a senior member of the House Judiciary Committee, and I am now the ranking member on the Crime Subcommittee. What we have before us are not only representatives of the Salvation Army Center, including Major Flanagan, but we have representatives of the federal law enforcement, local law enforcement, and as well Crime Stoppers, who have come together to offer some very important information about how we're going to move forward. My opening point is that every year thousands of children become victims of crime, kidnappings, violent attacks, sexual abuse, online predators. It is the mission of the FBI's Violent Crimes Against Children, when asked, and in many instances when it is an interstate matter, called upon to develop a nationwide strategy. But here in this community, they're equally standing ready to collaborate with local law enforcement and the Houston Police Department to work and to help solve this heinous crime. It is important that we utilize multidisciplinary and multi-agency teams, of which all of these individuals who will speak to you in a moment represent. In addition, as a member of the Homeland Security Committee, I wanted to make it very clear that we may be in a community that is in fact a community that does have hardworking taxpayers who are undocumented. Those individuals, if they're undocumented, have the ability to be protected by a certain visa if they come forward and come forward now with provocative, important, and timely information regarding this heinous crime. My law enforcement representatives from the federal government will be prepared to acknowledge these particular issues that will help to bring forward individuals who may have knowledge about this very heinous crime. They will speak for themselves. In addition, I would hope that as you hear the presentations from the law enforcement and their discussion about a reward, that we'll ramp up the intense search for the individual and that individual will be found quickly. On May 30th, I met with the Salvation Army, Major Flanagan, and the director of this facility. I think it's important to know that the Salvation Army does not just do this particular work, and you'll hear from Major Flanagan in just a moment. I want to take the opportunity to welcome you here, but also the opportunity to say that this agency is ready to stand with no divide between the community and themselves on finding the killer. These are suggested and committed changes that the Salvation Army will be engaging right now as we speak. They already announced that individuals in the emergency shelter, and let me say there are 3 programs: a veterans program, regulated; a recovery program dealing with substance abuse, regulated; and then the Red Shield Emergency Center, which is for homeless persons, that deals with just providing shelter. All the other programs have regulations of which they must comply with. Now, with respect to the emergency shelter program, it has already been announced that they will remain on site if they have no appointment for anything medical or work. And that will be monitored and supervised and checked by personnel here. They will enhance the reporting requirements for residents housed for a long period or short period of time. That means reporting of your whereabouts. That will be enhanced. The Salvation Army will create a do's and don'ts card for their residents, instructing them how to be good neighbors, have that as a requirement of them staying. No loitering, no inappropriate behavior, and there will be a monitoring process for that. With respect to residents who show up that appear to have mental health needs, they will be reviewed and referred to a mental health agency. A list will be kept, but it will be kept in compliance with all privacy requirements. The Salvation Army will announce a major community cleanup and beautification of the Salvation Army property itself and abandoned lots around the community in collaboration with the community, and will continue it ongoing. The Salvation Army, in memory of Josue Flores, will also this summer, starting out with 25 all-expense-paid camping opportunities for children attending the Marshall Middle School at their North Texas camp. Finally, there will be a recommitment for stronger reporting of illegal behavior to all law enforcement agencies, and additionally, they will be working closely with all other agencies dealing with the homeless in Houston. I will continue this by further discussions with all of our layers of law enforcement. We have the constables, we have the sheriff, we have the police department, we have Metro, and then of course you'll hear from the federal representatives here. Let me be clear that the federal representatives, as a member of the Judiciary Committee, are called upon and will respond when they are called. But they do have resources to be of help. They also have resources to have you meet with them in my absence to understand further what the FBI does, what ICE does, what EOR does, what the U.S. Marshal does, and we'll look forward to making sure that that happens in this particular community. We want you to have access to all of the good law enforcement that are here just for you. So let me acknowledge all of them, and then I will first call on the FBI, then the Department of Homeland Security, then the U.S. Marshals. Let me acknowledge Lieutenant Dennis Carter, Houston Police Department. Gerald Eckhart that was with I guess, Salvation Army. So we will let Major Flanagan introduce them. Clinton Turner, U.S. Marshals. Patrick Contreras, ICE, ERO. Matthew Baker, ICE, ERO. Delighted to have my good friend, U.S. Marshal Blankenship, who is now here. So he will be able to help offer a comment of the work that they do and that they are called upon and that they stand ready to help whenever they can help. Thank you, U.S. Marshal Blankenship. We have Justin Wood from the District Attorney's Office, CUNY Mitchell, I believe, from the District Attorney's Office. They are a team of lawyers that are working on this case. I want the community to realize they are not left alone. And I am very grateful for them to be here. And I will say this publicly, that Mr. Wood and myself were on the telephone at 1 a.m. in the morning. Please give him a hand for taking the phone call from me. Marianne Mathis, U.S. Marshal Service. Alfredo Perez, U.S. Marshal Service. Major Chris Flanagan, who will be introduced in just a moment. Chris Clark, Captain, Metro Police. Felix Vara, Captain, Metro Police, who are also here to work with you closely and extensively. I send you regrets from the Chief of Police of Metro, who's been with you before. She's on a training mission out of the city, so we want to thank her very much. Brett Bradford, ICE, ERO. Gilbert Mendoza, ICE, Homeland Security. Sean McElroy, ICE, Homeland Security Investigations. Carlos Barron, the FBI. Sean Dunlap, FBI. Civil, all those will be introduced shortly. From the, I think I've gotten all of you. Have I not called all the officers, or have I left anyone out? I think I've gotten all of you. Let us start now with the FBI, and would you introduce yourself, and as well, thank you so very much for the work you've done on missing and exploited children, and as well how you help us in this tragic situation.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Good morning, everyone. My name is Carlos Barro. I'm an assistant special agent in charge with the FBI here in Houston. I want to first start to pass on from the FBI and from every law enforcement agency in the city of Houston and standing here before you today our deepest condolences to the Flores family. We really, really pray for them and hope that they're healing and soon, but it is an absolute tragedy what has occurred. I am here also to announce that in this deep moment that the FBI has obtained $20,000 more to add to the reward of $20,000. So the FBI today will double the reward in order to do whatever we can to continue to assist the Houston Police Department, the primary agency in this investigation, to try to find the heinous killer of Josue. We will do whatever we can. We have been assisting the Houston Police Department since the inception of the investigation. They know, as a Congresswoman has said, we are always there to assist them. We are working with our national database and doing whatever we can to assist them. So it is imperative to know that we are one force, and we will multiply as the FBI can throughout the nation and throughout the world to do whatever we can to find the heinous killer of this poor child. Now, I want to say these comments in Spanish for the Hispanic media, so if you guys are there, you ready? Okay. Me llamo Carlos Barrón, soy uno de los ejecutivos del FBI aquí en la ciudad de Houston, llevo la sección criminal. Lo primero que queremos pasar es que os acompañamos a la familia Flores en el sentimiento de la pérdida de su hijo. La pérdida de cualquier hijo es horrible y es una tragedia, pero cómo ha ocurrido esto no es aceptable en una ciudad como la de Houston, y queremos que sepa la familia Flores y la comunidad hispana que estamos con ellos, estamos trabajando con la policía de Houston y con todas las otras agencias para encontrar al individuo que cometió este horrible asesinato. También estamos anunciando hoy que hemos doblado la recompensa existente de $20,000 a $40,000 a través de los contactos y del dinero que tiene el FBI, o sea que estamos ofreciendo ahora $40,000 en suma para cualquier información sobre el individuo que haya cometido esto. Es imprescindible que yo me comunique con la población hispana y que les diga que lo que estamos buscando es información que pueda tener cualquier individuo, cualquier ciudadano sobre el individuo que cometió este acto. Al FBI no le interesa el estatus legal de un individuo, lo que nos interesa es la información que pueda llevar al arresto de ese individuo. O sea que por favor la población hispana, como trabajamos también juntos, por favor proveer la información si es completamente posible. So now I want to introduce Crime Stoppers of Houston. You want to do
Yeah.
Crime Stoppers first, and then we can do the other feds? Because she
I
hasn't
do,
been-
for them to match it.
For the
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so
very much.
Crime Stoppers of Houston, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Congresswoman. And thank you to everyone. I'm Rania Mankarios, the Executive Director of Crime Stoppers of Houston. And what I want to do right now is make a plea to the public. Someone, somewhere, knows something. Someone knows something. And if the thoughts of the last minutes of this young boy's life is not enough to get you to talk, then let the assurances of the anonymity of Crime Stoppers step in, and the cash reward that the FBI has just added and Crime Stoppers is now a grand total of $45,000. $45,000 plus 100% anonymity. Please call us with information, 713-222-TIPS, 713-222-8477. You remain anonymous. From the moment you call us to the moment you get your cash reward, we have never known who you are. This young boy's life deserves this phone call. This family deserves this phone call. This community deserves this phone call. Please call Crime Stoppers today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. I think it should be restated, $45,000. The Flores family allowed me to hold this up, and I will hold it up now so that we know that we're talking about a child, and one who was beloved as all children are. And so you will hear in the rest of the law enforcement will speak specifically to the undocumented community. And I really need the community to reach out to them to know that it is anonymous and there is a pathway for them to be able to provide information for a child that could have been theirs or yours or mine. We have in the U.S. Marshal a native Houstonian, a former member of the Houston Police Department, and one who is familiar with this community and stands ready to be of assistance, and I'd like him to come now, and that is U.S. Marshal Blankenship. Would you come forward?
Thank you very much. The job of the United States Marshal Service is to track fugitives. We stand by ready to assist the Houston Police Department. We have already tracked one possible suspect in this case and apprehended that person. We are standing by the minute they identify a potential suspect. We will be standing by to assist them. Our people are experts at tracking fugitives. That's what we do for a living. And when we're given a name, we will go after the person and do everything we can to bring the person responsible for this heinous crime to justice. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it should be clear on what the U.S. Marshals do. They get a name, they go after them. And of course, law enforcement then makes a determination ultimately along with the district attorney's office. So let me now ask EOR, Department of Homeland Security Investigations, and ICE. Why don't you all come together, if you would, please. Oh, thank you. Come, there you are. And introduce yourself as you speak. Thank you.
My name is Sean McElroy. I'm the acting special agent in charge with ICE Homeland Security Investigations. Also here is the FOD Field Office Director, Patrick Contreras. And on behalf of ICE, I would like to first send my condolences out to the family and to the community. I can assure you that we are going to work 100% with the Houston Police Department and the Assistant District Attorney's Office. Even though we investigate cross-border crimes, this is our homeland, this is our community. We are here for you all and to help. The Congresswoman mentioned that there may be some concerns if there's undocumented aliens that perhaps have information that are related to this or other heinous crimes. What I would say to that is there is provisions in federal law that provide the ability for us to make those people have status in the U.S. so that they can cooperate with local law enforcement, especially when you're dealing with some sort of heinous crime as this. So what I would say, and I'm sure it's going to be echoed throughout the day, but if you have information If you saw something, say something. Call Crime Stoppers. Report this crime so that we can bring the perpetrators of this heinous crime to justice. Thank you.
Did you want-
No, ma'am. I think you echo what he was saying.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Metro Police, thank you so very much for your presence here, and you are very much a part of this community. Chief and I spoke this morning with the number of stations here. We wanted to do good with train stations, but what I'm glad for is that the Metro Police Department is willing to be at the call of the community in helping to secure all the areas that they have jurisdiction over. Metro, thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Good morning. My name is Carl Clark. I'm a captain with the Metro Police Department. First of all, the entire Metro family would like to extend its deepest condolences to the family and also to the community. It is said that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it will also take a village to find the person that did this. We at Metro are working very close with the other agencies. I would like to provide a phone number that you can reach and contact us by, which is 713-224-COPS or 713-224-2677. As you notice, as the Congresswoman stated, we have rail directly in this area. We provide uniform presence from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Please do not hesitate to approach any officer that you may see and provide information to that officer. Please do that. We need everyone's help in solving this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. HPD, thank you so very much. Lieutenant Carter, thank you so very much.
Thank you, Congresswoman. My name is Dennis Carter. I'm a lieutenant with the Houston Police Department. On behalf of Chief Montalvo, she wants to send her sincere condolences to the family and this entire community. Also, we want to thank Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee for her support of the police department as we move forward in this investigation. In closing, as you can see, all of the law enforcement partners here, although we may be the lead agency, we are working hand in hand to bring this perpetrator to justice. Thank you very much.
Now, let me go quickly to the host here today. Let me acknowledge both of you from the District Attorney. Justin, did you want to come forward and comment along with your teammate here, if you would? I think you know how to appropriately speak, but I think it's important that they know your title, both of you, and how seriously this is being taken by the District Attorney's Office.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Again, my name is Justin Wood, and I'm an Assistant District Attorney currently assigned to our Major Offenders Division, and I'm here with Sonny Mitchell, who is a Division Chief in our office and an experienced Assistant District Attorney. On behalf of our boss, Devin Anderson, we are here today to just say that we have been working with and will continue to work with Houston Police Department and any and all law enforcement in this investigation. We are here to aid in the investigation and help guide the investigation, and ultimately, hopefully, when this perpetrator is charged and brought to our office, ultimately seek justice for this family. We are committed to that and will be continued to commit to that effort.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. We're almost completing with, again, our host, Major Flanagan. Before he comes, let me say that this family has been a remarkable family. They've taught us in our pain to be compassionate and to be strong. And all of us are standing here in this room or sitting with a bit of pain, none as far-reaching as theirs, but an understanding of what they are going through. We came together today very seriously to emphasize to the broader community there are no borders around the North Side. They're part of Houston. We don't know where this person may be. Why the federal authorities? Because the United States Marshal will take up and go wherever to find that fugitive. if that person is identified by local enforcement. Why the FBI? Because they have authority under law for dealing